Om Sadashivasamarampham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Which was the verse we are doing?
46 we did.
Which one we did?
46.
46 we completed, huh? Okay. Yes, that is true. We saw that quite a lot. I think the whole class I took only one verse. Yata pravarti bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanam tam abhyakcha siddhim vindati manavaha. Any questions, clarifications on that, or we can go ahead? Basically, he is giving an understanding of Ishvara and Karma Yoga. Yeah. So a lot of nuances we had covered last time on this. Yeah. So, okay, if there are no questions or clarification necessary, let's go ahead. Now he is handling a question because this is more valid today than any other time. Because we always, we are not living in a very structured society. So we don't automatically follow certain professions, etc. In olden India, for the sake of convenience, people followed family professions. Convenient. Anyway, your ultimate goal is moksha. You have to make a comfortable life for yourself. For that, you need a profession. So, any profession is good enough. Because if moksha is a goal, then money is necessary, but that doesn't become the primary focus. And if that is not the primary focus, you can do well in, most of us will do well in most careers. But nowadays, the choice of careers is too much, and what are we making the choice based on? Okay? How well we will do in the career, etc., etc., etc. We are not always making the choice out of looking at our talents, interests, etc. Not always doing that. Yeah. Like, I know this guy, my younger generation, okay? His father is closer to my age. He took up engineering, he did an MBA, but his heart is in design. I said, did you not know this earlier? Because he's a very intelligent guy. He said, did you not know this earlier? Now that at 40 you are coming and telling me. I said, yeah, I knew that. But family pressure, in design mein kya milega? You might as well pick up engineering. What will be your career choice with designing, etc.? You can have a great career choice, okay? We have someone here who's an expert, supposed to be, a couple of people here actually, who are in industrial design. Okay. Yeah. So, you have a good career. Who said you can't have? Okay. But very often we choose without this. So, ideally, yes, you would choose in keeping with your strengths, with your interests. Those are the ways to choose it, if you are choosing. Okay. Since remember, when you are choosing this, moksha is outside the picture. Nobody considers moksha when they are taking a career. Even I didn't, okay? Though it came in a little bit because of my love for independence. I wanted to be independent pastor. So my career choice was geared towards that. But whatever career you choose, however great it is, there will be always a few question marks about it. Because of that, he is saying the next verse. Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha paradharma swanushtita swabhava niyatam karma kurvannapnoti khilbisham. Swadharmaha shreyan vigunaha api. Whether you chose it, you are born into it, you found yourself in it, whatever. You chose, let us say. That is the best for you. That's good for you, he says. Even though vigunaha api, it may not be bringing you any great name, fame, etc. Even though you may be finding a lot of problems in it. Okay. Paradharma swanushtata. Rather than doing somebody else's duty well, you might as well you do your dharma well, not somebody else's. Why? Because all dharma, you have seen it earlier, all karmas have some limitation. No? A friend of mine, she spoke at the Vedic Wisdom Festival also, the last time we had it live, before the pandemic, on neuroplasticity of the brain, the effect of meditation on the brain, etc. So, cutting edge research, what is that? Brain stem cells. She is working with brain stem cells, cutting edge research. But she always tells me, sometimes the work is very boring. Why I have to take rat brains, slice it, and fill up 500 petri dishes with sliced rat brain. Can you think of a more boring job than that? Rat, cut the brain, chop, 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 chop. It is more worse than cutting vegetables in the kitchen. Vegetables in the kitchen, 5 minutes हो गया, 10 minutes में हो गया. 500 petri dishes of finely sliced rat brain. Vigunaha. So vigunaha api swadharma anushtanam, he says. Whether you are chosen, born into whatever. This does not preclude any change of careers, okay? You can change also. That's also acceptable part of it. Yeah. But whatever you are chosen, okay? Shreyan. Why? Swabhava niyatam karmaha. If you are choosing that karma in keeping with your swabhava, your mental makeup, na apnoti kilbisham, na apnoti kilbisham. You know, you will not have emotional issues in it. Look at it. This will work only. Moksha is my goal, ultimate. Right now, I need money, this thing, that thing, everything. I need. Why? I don't want my children to grow up feeling deprived. I may not have any great value for money. But do I want to let my child grow up feeling deprived? No way. Yeah. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses, given to all peer pressure, etc. But you don't want to feel the kid. You don't want to have the kid feeling deprived at the same time. Therefore, you need to make that. What he says, with all that, pick up something in keeping with your swadharma. What is your own mental makeup? Your strengths, your weaknesses, your likes, your dislikes, all that. Your priorities. Because nowadays this has become a big thing. I keep hearing people come and tell me, Swamiji, no job satisfaction. I said, really? Why? No, I'm not really happy in my job. I said, it's a job that pays you decently. First question. Yeah, pay and all is pretty decent. Do you have a good boss who's like a mentor? Yeah. Good juniors? Yeah. Good colleagues? Yeah. Are you learning something on the job on a regular basis? Not every day, but on a regular basis. Are you learning new things? Yeah. Then what the hell is this? No job satisfaction. You got one of the great jobs here. Imagine, good boss, good colleague, good juniors, good pay, learning something. Well, what are you cribbing about? You deserve a kick on your back. That's what you deserve. You know what is happening? You are looking for moksha in your job. That total satisfaction will not happen. Job is not meant for that. Job is not meant for that. Therefore, now if you keep this in mind and if you are doing it, na apnoti kilbisham, you'll be fine. You'll grow. You fulfill your priorities in life, and before you know it, hey, I am free. Yeah. Because you're pursuing the knowledge along with that. Yeah. So it can be any field. It can be, what you do is not important, how you do is more important. Now, the Gita does not give you all the details of dharma, okay? It tells you how to do the dharma, with what attitude to do the dharma, etc. Okay. For knowing details, then you have to refer to the dharma shastras, etc., which has to be updated because I would say every 100 years it has to be updated because situations have changed. Okay. And all the people who are written on dharma shastra, the Yagnavalkya or Manu or Parashara or whom we are supposed to follow in Kali Yuga, not Manu, all of them have said that dharma has to be interpreted keeping time, place, circumstances, person, his stage in life, all that into account before you say what is dharma or adharma. So that is there, okay. But here it comes to how are you going to live your life. Simple as that. थोड़ा आगे पीछे होता है, ठीक है. You know, in the world, who is the one person who, as far as karma is concerned, is meant to be pitied? We must feel sorry for this guy. I know this guy, not personally, of course. All his batchmates had successful careers and they retired from their careers. Some of them had consultancy, that's also over and done with, and this guy is just starting his job. You know who's the guy I'm talking about? All of you know him, have heard of him. Prince Charles, the new King of England. Until 73, that idiot had to wait to start his job. At least when the Queen had reached 80 years, she should have abdicated, said, enough, I am resigning. But you clinging on to power, what power? Figurehead. There is no real power. But clinging on, no letting go. Really, whenever you feel like cribbing about your job, think of Prince Charles, okay? It's a ceremonial job, but that also you had to get it only at 73. All of us have started working when we were in our 20s. So stop cribbing, okay? Stop cribbing. Yeah. Yeah, all his batchmates were there with him in Eton and in college and everything, Howard, whatever, wherever he studied. All of them had successful careers and retired also. No? He is now starting. Chalo. But doing that Swadharma is better. Vigunaha api, he says, even though it's Vigunaha, or no, Atmavati Kilbishan. Because if you are following your heart, if you are following, you are letting your likes, dislikes, your priorities, your samskaras play out in keeping with Karma Yoga Buddhi, Prasada Buddhi, Ishvara Arpanam, etc., following moksha, then that same karma becomes a means for your growth. Yeah. And you find at the end of it, you have been there, done that, enough. Yeah, enough. Yeah, कितना करने का, बहुत किया. By the time the retirement age comes, you are ready to quit and go. बहुत हो गया. Then you will look what priority thing you have to do. But if you have moksha in your mind, then you know what priorities are. Been there, done that, हो गया अभी. Na apnoti kilbisham, so nothing, no problem comes to you. Okay. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api na tyajed sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agniravrita. This is what I was saying in the few minutes before. Sahajam karma kaunteya, that karma which is natural to you. Natural to you. Hey kaunteya, sadosham api na tyajed, even though it has its limitation. Na tyajed, don't give it up. Why? Sarvarambhahi doshena avritaha. All actions, doshena avritaha, have some limitations in it. Dhumena agnihi iva. Like how the smoke envelops the fire, natural fires we are talking about, how the smoke envelops it. So the same way, every action will have some limitation. Remember the 500 petri dishes. Cutting edge research, but 500 petri dishes. Ask all these characters from IIT and all who have got their doctorates. When you are doing your doctorate, how much of nonsense you have to sift through? Ask them, they'll tell you that. Kitna nonsense padna pada. How much of crap you have to shift through to come to some understanding and this thing. Ask me, I'll tell you how much nonsense Gita books I have to read to say this is bunkam. And then in the class I have to negate it because I know some champions would have read it. Yeah. Because nowadays getting a book published is easier. Not that you are going to make money out of it, but if you want to call yourself an author, it is very easy to publish a book. Yeah. 101 websites available will do it for you at a very nominal cost. You can be an author. Very easy. Yeah. And then something fiction and all, your luck is good, you will become a bestseller, even though what you have written is absolute nonsense. Like who is that guy who has written about Shiva, made Shiva a refugee from Tibet to India?
Amit Tripathi.
Amit Tripathi, that champion.
Amish
Tripathi, yes.
Amish Tripathi, yeah.
Amish Tripathi. But nonsense you write there. And you write even without basic understanding. Har Har Mahadev. Each one of us is Mahadeva. ये किधर से ये नॉनसेंस आ गया? Where did that nonsense come from? Har Har Mahadeva is Sanskrit. It is not Har Har Mahadev in Hindi. Haraha comes from the root hr, to loot away, to remove. Hey Mahadeva, Hara Hara, take away all the things that I don't want. It's a battle cry. Exactly. Take away my enemies, not me. Yeah. Yeah, it's a battle. In a battle cry, that's how the interpretation is. Not each one of us is Mahadeva. Hey, kidhar se? This is the Sanskrit mean. Utna bhi basic Sanskrit is not there. But you're right. So we also have to shift through this nonsense. No? Yeah, it's an enjoyable book to read if you think of it as a story and don't think of it as Shiva. It's the story of some refugee who came into India from Tibet and after some time went back. ठीक है. Though at real Shiva's time there was no Tibet separate from India, okay? Tibet as a separate nation was more or less established around the beginning of the 2000. I mean, beginning of the era, the common era after Christ, no? The common era, around that time, about 2000 years old, maximum it is. Maximum only up to that much, because they have some sort of lineage shown. If you go to McLeodganj and visit the Tibetan setup there, they have some sort of lineage and history shown. So that's the earliest they claim. Yeah. Whereas Shiva's origin, Shiva's manifestation on earth is prehistoric. Okay, yeah. So what I am trying to say is, all karmas have some vigunas in it. Think a monk's life doesn't have, Swamiji, all the headache, sadhu ban jayega. You don't know where your next meal is coming from. No, Swamiji. People call you, yeah, they call. If students' houses, no problems. It's great to interact with. But sometimes non-students also call. And then you have to sit down and some uncle will always be there who thinks he's an authority on the subject matter, and you have to smile and listen to that guy. Is my student's house? I'll say, hey, no, that enough. If it is not students, they'll say, no, Swamiji, thoda agrah karne ka hai. And then you end up saying, no, tomorrow no breakfast. This is too much of food. What I am trying to say is, any job, any profession, though being a sadhu is not a job or a profession, okay? It is when you are getting out of all the whole thing. But what I am trying to say is, anything will have its own limitation. Anything will have its own limitation. Therefore, just because you see a few flaws in your chosen, what is natural to you, sahajam. Sahajam meaning in keeping with your gunas, etc., what is natural to you. Just because you find some few flaws in it, doesn't mean that you have to give it up. Why? Anything you take it up will have a few flaws. Yeah. Sometimes we are taken in by glamorous professions. A doctor, because in India, doctor is put on a pedestal still. Sometimes I wonder, when you examine patients, how do you keep the breakfast in your stomach? You are examining patients, you will be throwing out everything. Because you are seeing only diseased people all the time. No? You are surrounded by diseased people only. Glamorous? Film stars' professions? Oh my God, retake. Yaar. Most boring thing to do. If any of you have gone for a shoot or taken part in some TV, this, that, etc., you will know, no? How many retakes are there? Even when you are recording something, kitna time record karna padta hai, same thing. Because something somewhere went off. यार मैं तो बराबर किया ना, मेरा वॉइस तो सेव करो. Every job will have something. Okay. Therefore, don't go by those things. Do what is natural to you, he says. In keeping with your samskaras, etc., do what is natural. Use it to grow, use it to learn, grow as a person, grow as a professional, be a karma yogi, and moksha awaits. Learn, do some learning along with it. Yeah, and moksha awaits your kya. Yeah. But Swamiji, what about a life of sannyasa? You are talking only about karma yoga. Here, asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spruha naishkarma siddhim paramam sannyasena adhigacchati. Sannyasena adhigacchati. Sannyasena here means jnanena, okay? But jnanam along with sannyasa. Okay? What is that? Asakta buddhi sarvatra. Asakta buddhi. A buddhi that is not dependent on anything for its happiness. A buddhi that is not dependent on the weather for its happiness. Too hot. Yesterday it was so nice, it was cool, raining. But yesterday you are cribbing because you had to travel in the rain. Asaktaha. A mind that is not dependent on situations and things for its happiness. Asakta buddhi. Sarvatra. Jitatmaha. One who has conquered yourself. Self mastery is there. You are not a victim of moods. Yeah, you do what has to be done. Or kya? Jitatmaha. Agreed, there will be days when you don't feel like doing what you want to do or what you need to do. I agree. Therefore, tell that mind, shut up, this has to be done. This is kartavyam, therefore it will be done. And once you start doing it, that enthusiasm, etc. will come in. Why? It is sahajam karma, remember? It is in harmony with your, what is inside you. Therefore, sahajam karma kaunte. Asaktam buddhi, jitatmaha, vigata spruha. You have grown out of all your desires. Spruha, longings. Either you have fulfilled it and you are freed from it, or it is not worth it anymore. Because every desire is not going to be fulfilled. Na? Every desire you have is not going to be fulfilled. Yeah. Therefore, vigata spruha, once you have grown out of all the desires. Then naishkarma siddhim, the absolute state of freedom from karma. Why freedom from karma? Because karma is an indication of your sense of finitude. To do karma, you have to be a finite person. So, who is free from karma? One who has discovered your limitlessness. Therefore, naishkarma siddhim, your discovery of yourself as limitlessness itself. In fact, there is a book called Naishkarma Siddhi. Beautiful text. Beautiful text. I taught it a few times. If this class grows enough, in time we will see that text. Okay. Written by Shankara's student, Sureshwaracharya, the first pontiff of Sringeri. Okay. So he has written this book. He called it Naishkarma Siddhim. The text, the title is taken from here. Naishkarma Siddhim Paramam. Sannyasena adhigacchati. He gains it through sannyasa, he says. Sannyasa means what? Total pursuit of knowledge to everything else. Why? Been there, done that, सब कुछ हो गया. अभी क्या बाकी है? What is left now? Whether you have taken the robes or not, what is left in your life? Only one priority left. What is that? Moksha. Therefore, moksha, here I come. You learn, you reflect, you meditate, you contemplate, and cycle starts again. Okay. Then some other little bit sadhana here and there for your mind you can do. Some music, some singing, yeah. Something for your health. No, that's it. और कुछ नहीं है. Sannyasena adhikachati. Why? Because sannyasa is a lifestyle that is meant for establishing yourself in that knowledge. Why? Morning to night you have nothing else except knowledge in your life. You have no other pursuits. All other pursuits you have been there, done that. Finished, ho gaya. Now what is left? Only knowledge is left. So it's a lifestyle. Once you have fulfilled all your responsibilities, this, that, etc. Or if you are lucky, before you have taken up some of them, okay. Many married people who have got children, etc., will come and tell me that. Swami, I really wish I had not got into all this. I will say, you needed that to grow. You needed that to grow. Because you needed that and you did it, now you can say, I wish I had not got into it. Now you just complete it, finish it. Yeah, complete that. Yeah. So, with that in mind, he says, now what? The whole thing is, the whole life is dedicated to this knowledge. It's like I had a student like this. Okay. 2, 3 of them actually. In fact, tomorrow is the death anniversary of one of them. Okay, let me give her example. She was one of my trustees also. Lajjaben, Mrs. Raheja. Husband died some 20, 30 years ago. Okay. And daughter was grown up. She took care of that. And whole day, what would she do after that? Something or the other connected with Vedanta. Oh yeah, she stayed in a beautiful apartment on Breach Candy. She drove her own car. Yes. Therefore, lifestyle was rich. But what was she doing with that riches? Nothing much. Why? Whole life was spent in, whole time was spent in something like this. She would even take a small class on the Gita, etc. She would tell me, Swamiji, I am dealing with them first. These people now, they have no understanding at all. Let me deal with them for some time. After that, I will bring them to you. Then they are ready for the new, proper learning. The initial work, let me do with them. After that, I will bring them to you. So proper learning can happen then. Great. And one day before she died, she fell a little ill and uncomfortable, etc. They said, we will rush you to the hospital, this, that, etc. Nothing doing. Time for me to go. She said that. Nothing doing. And she went. Where? Nowhere. Everywhere, okay? Yeah. Or another student of mine. He was hanging on to life for some time. Last 20 years, all that he has done is being into Vedanta only. But he was hanging on to his life, even though he is not well. So I asked him once, why? My daughter, she has lost her brother and her husband both. He was Commodore in the Indian Navy, okay, when he retired. In fact, we used to call him Commodore only. Rajendra, Sunil Rajendra. My daughter has lost her brother and her husband both. So she is a bit dependent on me. I will wait around for some time until she can come to terms with the fact. Then they had to do a tracheostomy for him to put a tube inside. So he couldn't talk when we went to meet him. So he's writing on a piece of paper. Can you believe it? I had to pay them for getting my throat cut. lying in a hospital bed, not being able to think, he could joke about it. My whole life he is doing only this. The 20 years, he came into my class somewhere in the early 90s. And the next 20 years, all he has done was this only. Or another guy whom I know. Again, he is no more. Some of you know him well. Sahaya Saab, Muchchad. Muchchad and Pan. Okay. He was from Banaras, okay. So Pan. He would say that, "Arey, अक्कल रहेगा तो पान खाने का है." So once his children grew up, he handed over this business to them, this, that, etc. Again, all that he was doing is, and he knew some great names in Vedanta, I'm telling you. My teacher's generation names he knew, and he had studied from them. Kashikanji, Akhandananji, etc. He had studied from. So on the day he went, he got up in the morning and he had a cup of tea with his third wife. Okay. One died, one was divorced, one was an American lady, divorced, and she went back to States. Second died. Third was a film actress. Okay, Nargis's niece or something. Okay. So he had a cup of tea as usual with his wife in the morning. And he says, "मैं थोड़ा आराम करता हूँ." And he went into his bedroom. So the others, the wife and son, followed him to see what's happening to him. So he lay down, put his hands on his chest and said, "Aham Brahmasmi," and went. Effortless. All these were householders, okay? But they were practically sannyasis. Because all they were doing in their life is only this much. Now some of you may wonder, when will I be able to get there? Yeah, some responsibilities will be there. You have taken up some things. So 10 years pass just like that. Before you know it, 10 years are up. Do you know it's more than 3 years since we started this class? This Gita class is more than 3 years. Time's gone. Time flies. Before you know it, you're there. Before you know it, you are there. Yeah. So when you have your responsibilities, do whatever you need to grow. Some desires here and there that may be there, fulfill it, so that there's no regret later on in life. Been there, done that. Yeah. Don't leave anything. You know, they say when you, on your deathbed, you don't regret the things that you have done, you regret the things that you have not done. Okay. So as long as basic dharma is followed, even if there are some grey areas, it's okay. Take care of it. It's all part of your growth. Okay. Yeah, grow. That's important. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, Naishkarma Siddhim Sannyasena Adhigacchati. Sannyasa meaning you live a life where you are completely focused on the knowledge. That's it. Okay. It is like something or like a lifestyle in the ashram. You know? What do you do after getting up in the morning and getting ready quickly? Those who are religious enough will attend the arati in the temple, etc. Then meditation class. Then some breakfast. Then Vedanta class, like our camps. Then couple of Sanskrit classes. Then lunch. Then a small break for you to catch up on your notes, this, that, etc. Wash your clothes, things like that. Then evening class. Then some time for walking, exercise, etc. Then evening arati in the temple. Then night satsang. Then dinner. Then lights out. So whole day is going only in this. Something like our camp. Those of you who come to the camp, you are immersed in the knowledge, no? From everything else is taken care of. That's why we keep the ashram like that. Everything is taken care of. You can immerse yourself in the knowledge. And after the course is over, you can take a call. You want to teach, or you want to go back to normal living, or whatever. So, that is what the sannyasa lifestyle is, okay? Yeah. Okay. Then now, he is giving a few tips in terms of how to own up this knowledge, make it a fact of your own. Remember, primary sadhana in Vedanta is Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Secondary sadhana is your lifestyle in terms of karma yoga, except sannyasa, karma yoga or sannyasa, whatever. So the primary sadhana now he is emphasizing, okay? Siddhim praptaha yatha brahma tatapnoti nibodhame samasenaiva kaunteya nischa jnanasya ya para. Siddhim praptaha. Once you gain that siddhi, okay, in knowledge, you have got a certain degree of clarity. Yatha Brahma, tatha apnoti nibodhim. How do you gain that? Gain what? Jnanasya nishta. Nishcha jnanasya. Ya paraha jnanasya nishtaha. Being rooted in this knowledge. The knowledge is part of my life. It is not in some corner tucked away. It's a fact of my day-to-day life. I am Ananda is not tucked away in some corner. I am Ananda is a fact of my life. Therefore, samasena kaunteya. In brief, I will tell you. In brief, I will tell you that, he says. How do you gain that nishta and that knowledge? All right, how do you gain that? Okay. Buddhya vishuddha. What he is talking about here? Jnana nishta is a term that is used because the student makes it necessary. Jnanam eva nishtaha. Knowledge itself is a nishta. In the sense, if the student has come to learn, having viveka, vairagya, shat sampatti, mumukshutvam, all the qualifications. He is a great viveki, nitya nitya vastu. I am not the body. Yeah, that's very clear. I am independent of the body, I know that. Very clear. Viveka, vairagya, dispassion, are very objective. Yes, moksha is my ultimate goal, no issue of anything else. Others, everything can wait. Like how Arjuna said, battle can wait. 12 years it has waited. You mean to say one more year, a few more hours it can't wait? A big deal. Anyway, until you and I get out of this place, battle is not going to start. That vairagya. Shamaha, mastery of the mind, your emotions, etc., all taken care of. You remember that handling emotion stuff that we did at the beginning of the second, about 17th, 18th verse of the second chapter, roughly that time we had done all that. Those who have missed it, we are doing it in the Bandra class. Okay. Yeah. So you are handling samaha, this is taken care of. Damaha, your discipline, etc., is taken care of. Physical discipline. Dama comes into the picture when shama is not enough. That is taken care of. Then uparati, karma yoga nishta is there in your life. Titiksha, ability to put up with the pinpricks of life. Whatever happens. Yeah. Hot, it's hot. What do you expect? It's humid also. Yeah. Bombay in rains, what do you expect? When it's raining, you feel nice. When the moment the rain falls, you feel the heat, you feel the humidity also. Natural. I mean, what do you expect? Thank God for the rain. I will have to quit Bombay. There won't be drinking water available. No cribbing. Don't crib. You adjust to these minor issues of life. No cribbing. You know, Swamiji, you know how difficult it is to travel beyond Thana, etc. Full of potholes. So don't drive. Take a train. We did that last Friday. We went to, not yesterday, the Friday before. We went to Titwala. Why? Because the land is closer to Titwala, you know, the ashram land. We wanted to check out some things. Took a train down, fast train, chalo. Go up and down. Very comfortable. No cribbing. You do what is necessary. Titiksha. Shraddha, Astike Buddhi. Your trust and confidence in the Shastra. Samadhanam, acceptance of people and things for what they are. And mumukshutvam, strong desire for moksha. This is another area where people compromise. The desire for moksha is not strong. हाँ अच्छा है मिलेगा तो. A strong commitment. If you have all this and you are coming to listen to Vedanta, all you need is Shravanam, nothing else. Some maybe Mananam a little bit, because some doubts etc. may come up. So, okay, you take care of that. Problem solved. Before you know it, you are fine. Like how you will see 20, 30 verses down the line, Arjuna himself saying, Nashto Moha, my delusion is gone, I am fine, let us ride, battle awaits. Yeah, let us ride. The same Arjuna who in the first chapter had said, I can't even hold my bow. Gandhivam samsrute hastat. Now the Gandhiva leaps back into my hands. I am ready to ride. Why? I am Ananda. What does it matter? Battle, not battle. People dying, killed, me being killed. Na hanta, na hantaram. I am neither the killer nor the killed. Where does it matter? Chalo. संसार का खेल देखो जरा, मजा आता है. You will be like that. And the issue is, other than in the pages of the Gita or the Upanishads, none of us have gone to study Vedanta with that much of qualification as a student. We have not. I have not. None of my juniors have. Many of the great teachers whom I know, they also didn't go like that. All our qualifications were found a little bit wanting. So if you look into your own mind and you find you're wanting a little bit here and there, don't worry, you're in good company. You're following in your teacher's footsteps, okay? I mean, I'm saying I didn't have it, my teacher didn't have it. So, fine, then what? His teacher, okay, I'll let you into a secret. You know, Swami Taranadagiri, one of the greatest scholars I have studied from, is my teacher's guru, my grand guru. You know how he walked out of home and landed up in Rishikesh? Because he had heard the stories from the Puranas, how Dhruva went and met with the Lord, etc. So, मेरे को भी भगवान देखने का. He was 14, 15 when he walked out of home like that. Can you imagine someone having a dream like that in today's world? Not today's world, okay? He would be over 100 if he is alive now. Okay, he'll be 105, 106 if he is alive. So when we are talking about 90 years ago. Pre-independence era, okay? He walked out of home like that. And he came to Rishikesh. You can imagine his naivety, that's what I am trying to say. Viveka, etc., bhul jao, naivety. And there he met with a great scholar, great teacher called Vishnu Devanand ji, who became the head of the Kailas ashram setup. So he said, okay, you want to see, I will take you all the way to Ishvara. But you must do what I say. हाँ कुछ भी करने को तैयार है. Go, join the Sanskrit college. Study this. So you put him through the whole thing of studies, etc., etc., etc. And then later on in life, he came and became a sadhu in Rishikesh, in Kailas Ashram. He was Vishnu Devananda's student. So he came out of naivety. Remember, he walked out of home out of naivety. What I am trying to say is, if you are that naive, where is Viveka, Vairagya, etc.? So then what happens? What happens will be, when you are studying, there will be certain lack of clarity, which you will have to do a lot of reflecting, challenging your ideas. You will have to do that to get that clarity, number one. Number two, you have to make that knowledge your own through contemplation. I am deliberately not using the word meditation. Contemplation. Because meditation everyone takes as quietening the mind. That is only one part of meditation. Okay? Because anything that you do in what is known as meditation, what is common is to quieten the mind. Quieten your breath, quieten your mind, that is common. But after that there is a whole gamut opening up which is different. Okay. So contemplation is what? You are owning up the essence of the teaching. What you have learnt in a class with all the elaborateness, the stories, the jokes, the logic, etc. In essence, you are capturing it at the seat of meditation. You are sitting down quietly, quietening your mind, etc., etc., etc. All that. Japa Dhyanam. I have taught you all this, right, in the class. All of you remember that. 6th chapter, etc., when we are doing. So do your Japa Dhyanam, etc., silence, and in that silence, recognize, bring in the essence of the teaching. Bring in that essence of the teaching. So, it permeates your whole mind. The knowledge permeates your mind. Remember the whole example of mine. Rasagulla. You are the gulla, we have to make you into a rasagulla. So you immerse yourself into the rasa. Soak it up. Soak up. Let your mind be immersed in the whole thing, so that it becomes yours. What has gone into you, Swami Chinmayanji's word, what has gone in through the ears has sunk into the heart. It's not leaking out of the mouth. It's becoming your own. So how long should I do this meditation? I don't know. You keep doing until it drops from you. Until you don't feel the need for it anymore. Swamiji, next week it will drop. That is lack of dhamma, lack of discipline. Okay, yeah, that is lack of discipline. Yeah. That's okay. Sometimes there will be days in your life where the pressure of life, etc., will be so much you may not be able to meditate. That's okay. Pick it up again. You know, meditation, sadhana in life, dieting, etc., is like climbing a mountain. You're climbing, handhold, foothold, etc. Suddenly your foothold gives way. You're hanging on. So what are you going to do? Give up? Or hang on there and find some other foothold. No? Same way. There will be times in your life when meditation or any other sadhana that you're doing, japa, etc., or any diet that you're following, all that will give way one day. So you just hang in there. You just hang in there and come back to it, get back to it. Remember this mountain climbing. Hang in there, get back to it. You don't give up and say, abhi ho gaya. Abhi ho gaya, you will reach all the way to the bottom. And if it is mountain climbing, definitely not in one piece. Hang in there. Same way you do in life. Anything in life is like that. You hang in there and get back to it. So when you do that, how long? I don't know how long. Depends on each one of us and where we are and how much we need. I will tell you what when it's fulfilled, I will tell you what that state is. Harihara Tirtha was another great teacher I studied from in Rishikesh. Whole of Rishikesh would respect that man, Tirthaji. See, in Rishikesh, sadhus are common, okay? Teachers are common. Itna kya bada baat hai? A lot of teachers. So Tirthaji was one person universally respected. In fact, if you're if you're saying you're taking a private class from Tirthaji, they will respect you also. It is like that. That's the respect he commanded. So one lady came and asked him, Maharaji, how many hours do you meditate? Every day. He laughed, saying, Beti, why are you putting this disturbance called meditation into my mind? That's the end point, okay? That's when you know you don't need it anymore. Okay? Why do I need meditation? It's all Ananda. What और क्या चाहिए मेरे को? Good. Then you're fine. That's the end point. Okay? Yeah. Because Nishtha is something, that rootedness in the knowledge is something that will grow with you. Okay? They'll keep growing. They'll keep growing. All your life it will keep growing. Yeah. Yeah. So we keep that going. Then how do you do? How do that meditation, etc.? Very briefly, okay, very briefly, as I said, Samasena, in the next 3 verses, okay, 3 verses, he sums up the whole meditation, all that he talked about in the 6th chapter and about Nididhyasanam, etc. It's all summed up in 3 verses. But I want to take the 3 verses together, so that we will see next class, okay. It's already 6:30. Night is still young. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Keep some of the knowledge going also. Okay. Om Tat Sat.